Hello there, this is Prokopis Krodis from EffectiveMusicPractice.com, and I'm very excited to share with you this amazingly effective fretboard mapping system called SFS. A few years back, right before I stumbled upon this, I was at a point in my playing where I was at last experiencing some freedom when improvising. The ability to move everywhere on the fretboard, not being boxed in fingering shapes, really helped to open up my imagination and allowed me to be truly creative. The only problem was that I could only do this for very few scale types and in very few keys, and it had already taken me years to get there. And you know, my dream was to learn a lot more. I had it planned out, a bunch of different types of scales and their modes, arpeggios, chord voicings, you name it. And I wanted to do this in all keys and be so comfortable at it so that I could do it over chord changes. And at the rate that I was going, this was going to take me something like 500 years to achieve. I mean, when I was in college, this was considered a normal, feasible goal for improvisers of all instruments. But I had noticed that there were virtually no guitar players that were able to do this well, except maybe for the odd, eccentric genius that you could meet once in a while. The reason for this is that improvisation theory can be applied directly on most instruments, but because of the peculiarity of the guitar's design and tuning, we need a mapping system to translate all that into something practical. If we don't have that, then we need to do like 20 times the amount of work other instrumentalists need to do. Let me demonstrate. Let's just play 3 notes, A, B, C. On most instruments, there's one way, maybe 2 ways to play that. But check this out. And this is not even all of them, it's just the easy ones. Guitar players with years of experience may have trouble doing what I just did, when at the same time any 6-year-old that took a couple of piano lessons can do this on the piano. Now, I had already realized that memorizing shapes was not the solution to this problem. I mean, how many shapes are you going to memorize? And what about where you place each shape? More memorization. And what if you want to learn the degrees in that shape? Even more memorization. I mean, it was okay. It was nice when I memorized my first box shape. Hey, I could play A minor pentatonic almost instantly. But that's about where the joy stopped. Well, fast forward to the present, and right now I have young teenage students that can play multiple scale types in all keys and all positions, and they've never memorized a single shape. In fact, most of these kids think that SFS is the standard way for learning scales. I myself had spent countless hours memorizing, so when I discovered this, I was relieved and I haven't looked back since. I'm telling you that you're going to enjoy these lessons and realize that you don't need to be a special genius to master the fretboard. You can do it with a very reasonable amount of effort and time. I assure you that even in the short confines of this mini course, you will begin to see results. Now, you may have questions popping up in your mind about how this exactly works, and for sure there's a lot to talk about in the next videos. But to get you started, I've included a video I made called SFS, Learning All Pentatonic Shapes in 5 minutes. It's a very quick demo of how SFS works and can serve as a good introduction. If you haven't seen that yet, do that, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of SFS in lesson 2. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. We'll be going further in the next lesson, but for now, please share your thoughts about this in the comments section. Thank you for watching.